Hey everybody, it's CBullet here, and today we're going to be looking at a skin called Zynx, made by Zynx. The version we'll be reviewing is the latest at the time of this recording, which would be 1.2. If you have a different version, obviously anything mentioned in this review may not be relevant. Let's get started. Starting off with the song selection screen, I'm immediately impressed due to the fact that this is apparently the skinner's first skin. The theme seems to be a simple pink and purple gradient over a dark background, and for a minimalist skin, this is more than good enough. The song sorting tabs look gorgeous and stick to the theme. The font used for them is perfectly readable and looks really in place with the rest of the skin. The Osu cookie overlay is simply a remade Osu cookie using the skin's theme. Looks great. The back button is simple, just text on a background, sticking to the colors and minimalist theme. The mode, mods, random and options buttons look wonderful. For a minimalist skin, I'm impressed by the amount of effort put into these. The icons, other than for mods, are easy to look at and understand. The menu button background is simply a rectangle, nothing more than it needs to be. The modes menu for this skin is really unique, and does something I've only ever seen in one other skin. When opened, the menu brings with it a beautiful design that covers the rest of the song selection screen, ridding the skinner of the usual clutter behind and around the modes menu that tends to take away from designs. The mode icons themselves are simply the defaults reskinned to fit the theme, and honestly it looks really great. These mod icons are simply wonderful, even by non-minimalist standards. The icons are all relatively easy to understand other than the special mods, but those are all very difficult to convey through icons anyway. The mods also compared with some very easy to read text beneath them with the mod titles, and it's pulled off in a way that feels completely organic. Nothing here feels forced. Overall, an amazing display of the skinner's effort and understanding of what works. Oh, also, got him! Moving on to the ranking screen, I see some interesting stuff being tried out. Rather than having the grade of the play as the focus, Zynx instead chooses to showcase the mods, full combo text, and something called a remark. Every grade has its own remark, which vary as seen. Unfortunately, due to trying to keep the back button in theme with the song selection, we get a really awkward cutoff when it's here on the ranking screen instead. It can easily and should be fixed in the next version of this skin. However, it's nothing more than a simple overlook if you ask me. The ranking panel itself is to theme, but it feels somewhat cluttered, especially for a self-proclaimed minimalist skin. A better way to go about this, in my opinion, would be to pair some of these boxes together, namely everything on the left being in its own group and the same for the right side. The mods have their own little window for them to be showcased within, but it looks rather out of place when the play is a no-mod play. Other than that, all I can really notice is some inconsistent margins which admittedly aren't the biggest deal, but would be nice to see fixed. The gameplay for this skin is simple, sticking with the minimalist theme. Despite this, it still manages to look better than most skins that try to go for aesthetic over playability. The hit circles are simple, sporting a white outline and an inner ring with the aforementioned pink-purple gradient. The key input overlay is simple, doing its job while staying out of the way and sticking to the theme. The health bar is extremely easy to see out the corner of your eye and stays out of mind when it needs to. The inner part of it looks like it was poorly erased by hand to make room for the scorebar color element, almost as though it's an afterthought. The score, accuracy, and combo numbers are nice and thin. They're extremely easy to see at a glance and don't distract in the corners of your eye. The cursor, while greatly contrasting from the rest of the skin, still manages to feel like it fits in. The follow lines are simple. They appear and disappear at good times to not make reading distracting for players like me who play without follow lines. The accuracy bursts are simple colored circles, nothing special about them. The reverse arrow and slider ball both use a similar triangular design. Both of them serve their purpose very well. The slider follow circle uses the same color as the approach circles, but it's very thick to differentiate itself from the rest of the gameplay, and I would say it does so successfully. The pause and fail screens are both simple, toting the same font and gradient prevalent throughout the rest of the skin. However, the menu options themselves actually do have their own icons, all of which are clear and understandable enough. The spinner for this skin looks really good. It provides feedback and stays simple and unobstructive. Simply put, I love it. For the song selection, this skin gets a 5 out of 5. Overall, it's a really solid song selection screen, especially for a skin that's aiming for a minimalist theme. For the ranking screen, a 3.5 out of 5. Looks great and functions fine, but there are improvements that could be made. For the gameplay, a 5 out of 5. This skin plays wonderfully and looks great. I would definitely recommend trying it out for yourself. Overall, Zynx has earned a 4.5 out of 5. I'm seriously impressed for a minimalist skin, especially considering the amount of frequently thrown out minimalist skins that have little to no effort put into them. Well done, Zynx, especially for your first skin. What do you think of this skin? What do you think of my review? Let us know using the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, let us know by leaving a like. If you want to see more of our content, be sure to subscribe. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next week for another review.